What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It is a beautiful fall evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and the Ginger Yeti and I are getting a new beer in the beer shed. So, the beer we have today is called Fat Pug, and this is an Oatmeal Milk Stout. This is from the Maplewood Brewing Company out of Chicago, Illinois.
So, I can't say that I'm familiar with an oatmeal milk stout.
No, I mean, usually if you have an oatmeal stout, it lends that like slickness to it. And then obviously milk stouts tend to be sweeter because of the lactose. So I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out. Usually in my mind, oatmeal stouts usually have more of like a raisiny kind of taste with it, as far as the milk stouts are obviously much sweeter, more like a dessert stout. So I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out. Now the one cool thing is on the back of this, it says roasty, dark, smooth, and it lists everything that's in it, which is kind of cool. So it says grain/adjuncts, pale flaked oats, roasted barley, pale chocolate, Munich dehusked carafa, crystal, and lactose. Then the hops are Warrior and Northern Brewer. And then it has the vitals, which I quite like. 26 IBUs, which didn't match what was on tap, which was on Untappd, which I don't understand because it's directly on the can. Don't know how they screwed that up. The other cool thing is it actually has the SRM. So if you watch my videos, you know we usually go to our handy dandy SRM chart by Brew HQ, and we try to guess what color it is, and we usually do probably pretty bad at it.
Probably.
Most likely. So this actually says 35, which is up here in the dark range. So I'm interested to see when we pour it, if that's what we would have thought. Then it also says 5.9% ABV, which does match up with what it said on Untappd. And it has a picture of this little bro on the front, the Fat Pug. And there's a bit of a story behind this, apparently, which Anderson will read.
So on Untappd and on Beer Advocate, it says, with welcoming notes of dark chocolate and coffee, this oatmeal milk stout combines a variety of roasted grains to produce a complex yet mellow flavor. Fat Pug is rounded out with sweetness provided by lactose and is named in honor of our brewer Adam's Pug Otto. So this is...
So Otto, cheers.
Homage to Otto.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of brewers have dogs. I mean, that's why we have Brewdog Brewing, I guess. So many people have Julie dogs. Maybe I'll bring Roxy back in. No.
No.
She started howling in the video earlier.
She was howling at the moon.
So ratings-wise, this does pretty good. Untappd, 3.73. Beer Advocate, 3.81. With an overall 86. Very good. And see when I pour it, kind of looks like it's like a cola color coming out.
I was just thinking that. It looks like cola.
Yeah. Not as dark as I would have anticipated, but... All right. Logo again has the little doggo there on the front. Now,
so is that what we say it was? What they say it is?
It's 35.
35.
So 35. To be fair, once you kind of hit like 34 and up, they all kind of blend.
They do.
Now I would say cola-esque if I was going to say. Now 35 probably. I mean we have these lights in here, and it just looks dark, man. I mean obviously it's like a very, very dark brown or black.
It definitely just does look dark.
But when we poured it, when you see through it, I guess when it was a thinner stream and the lights are behind us, it had a cola kind of look.
Dude, that's wild. Like,
so he's got the light on. Almost has that ruby thing going on there when you look at it under the light.
Is there a whole lot of floaters in there?
It looks like there's a ton of bubbles, but they're not going anywhere. They look kind of just suspended. The head is what you would expect from an oatmeal stout, I think. You do have that like tan kind of khaki head. It started off kind of thick and dissipated, and now you're getting like the fish eyes on the top. But it looks like what I would expect from an oatmeal stout, for sure.
Yeah, that head was very, when you first poured it, that head was almost reminiscent of a root beer float kind of head with the big milky bubbles.
And it breaks up in the island.
Yeah.
Smell?
Definitely milk stout kind of smell. Did you just inhale it? Did you just stick your nose down in it?
Yep, I did. I breathed it in my damn nose. Anybody who does beer review videos has done that multiple times. Well, I mean,
it's kind of like a chocolatey.
Yeah, but more like I think it's more like the dark chocolate.
Yeah, like,
and maybe a hint of coffee as well.
The dark chocolate, like your son ate the one time. It's kind of what it smells like.
We've told that story multiple times.
I know we have.
Yeah, like the 95% cacao. It didn't go well. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
And milk.
Yeah. I actually think you get a little bit of coffee on it.
Do you?
Yeah, and now I'm not a huge coffee drinker, so maybe I'm picking it up more. I'm more sensitive to it. I actually don't like coffee. To me, it smells like dark chocolate with maybe a hint of coffee.
One of the gentlemen I was on tour with in Europe was a huge fan of coffee, to the point that he was like seeking out the best coffee joint in every city we were in, and he had some crazy contraption to make his own coffee. You have to heat up the water and then pour it through this thing and let it sit and then
Like
do
a
this
French
other
press
thing.
or something?
No. It was like a chemistry experiment every day. It was crazy. He would make some really good coffee.
Yeah.
But that was his vice. That was
I'm
his
not.
thing.
I'm a tea dude, man. You know, I drink Irish tea every morning. Tiny bit of honey, bit of milk, tiny bit of half and half. Money. That's it.
I mean, the guy doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, doesn't anything like that.
Coffee's a drug.
Coffee is his thing.
It alters your mind, your body.
Fair enough.
It's a drug. Caffeine is a drug, right?
It was just interesting seeing
It's
like how
caffeine-
excited he would be about.
Caffeine is the least fun of the drugs, but it's a drug. I'll say that, dude. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it. Cheers. Body surprisingly light.
That little cheers right there sounded almost exactly like when Dave from Dave's TV does
Oh, does it?
his clink,
the
in the
clink?
video. Yeah.
Dave, we did not rip off your clank. That was natural. I would say medium light, lighter body.
Yeah, it's there's some body there, but it's definitely
Medium.
on the lighter end, but it's
Oh,
not
medium.
it's not
medium.
watery.
No, not watery, but it's medium. It's still more body than Guinness, I think.
Yes.
Guinness, again, Guinness gets a pass because it's an OG. I'm a big body guy on stouts. I like nice, full stouts. Guinness gets a pass because it's OG. This is above the mark, so it's good. I mean, I'm not saying it's too light, but it's if you're a person who thinks stouts are too heavy, this isn't too heavy. I think you could handle it.
Very true. Very true.
Flavor-wise, there's a couple of things going on in here. I noticed this after I took the big first and we start talking. The coffee seems to sit like it.
Yeah.
I think up front you get some dark chocolate, and then kind of as it sits for a second, it turns into coffee.
Yeah, a nice roasted coffee flavor.
Yeah. And I think
I mean, for somebody that likes coffee, although after traveling with that dude, I don't know that I like coffee. The way he likes coffee, I'm like, whew. But then
I'm trying
we
to
like
look
beer differently than other people do.
I'm trying to look at the top too. Usually when you have, I think like oatmeal stouts, they tend to be a bit like that slick thing, and sometimes I think you get like a bit of a, I don't know. When you look at the top of the beer, for me at least, a lot of times you can kind of see like a, I don't know what it is about the oatmeal stout. Again, I'm not an expert on the science of brewing, but sometimes you can tell when you look at it that it's going to be an oatmeal stout. I don't know that it's super slick, but I think it's definitely smooth. You know what I mean?
But it does have some slickness in the mouth, though.
Yeah, but it's
Like
not
some lingering.
But sometimes the oatmeal stouts, I think they lose me a little bit with the slickness. But I think this is whatever it is, it works pretty well with maybe the lactose balances out or something. I'm not again not a beer scientist here or what's it called, Zimmergy or something like that. You're not familiar with
I know the name. I know the term you're talking about. I can't think of it right
My
now.
wife bought me a magazine once, like Zimmergy. She's like, "Here you go," and I was like, "Cool. What are we gonna do with this?" Right? This is more scientific than I'm.
But you're right. You got some nice dark chocolates up front, and then some really roasty coffee flavors.
Yeah, nice roasty, malty.
And on the
coffee
back end,
thing.
you actually get a little bit of hot bitterness.
Yeah. Well, I say 26 IBUs, which is funny because I think we just did the one before this was the BG one. What did I do with the card? I think that was. Nope, the Hold My Pretzel was 24 IBUs. So this is 26. So the Hold My Pretzel Fest beer, this is slightly more IBUs. I won't say it's super hoppy, but you get a little bit of a bite at the end.
Yes.
I think it's nice. It works. I remember reading a while ago saying like sometimes stouts have more IBUs than other beers, and saying this is why you shouldn't use IBUs as the only gauge of hoppiness, because there's more to it than just IBUs. Depends what else is in it, how you blend it, what you do with it. And I think this is pretty solid. I like this.
Yeah, this is definitely a solid beer. Like I said, it's very well rounded. It's not super heavy, like you were saying, so it's very approachable from that aspect. Like A lot of people get all scared about dark beers and they're too heavy. It's liquid lunch, whatever. And this isn't that. I mean, it's got enough of a body that it's proper.
So I'm thrilled to be able to try, a smaller brewery out of Chicago, and I think they did a great job with this. So for me, Fat Pug, big thumbs up.
So last week, I was hanging out at Sauced.
I'm just going to drink this. He can chat. Go ahead.
In Lakewood. I had the stout. I wish I could remember what the stout was because the flavors were phenomenal. And it was like water. It was like water light. It was so thin.
The body. But the flavors hit and the body was off?
Yeah, the flavors are phenomenal and the body was off.
That kills me though, man.
Yeah. And I had to rate it poorly because the body ruined the beer. If the body of that beer was that beer I had, which I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, I would have given it a 5 because the flavor was so phenomenal. I wish it had body like this because this is still on the lighter side of the spectrum of the body you should have for a stout, but still right in there. I mean, it hits the mark on the body and the flavors hit.
Yeah.
I mean, again, nice dark chocolate, roasted coffee, nice little bit of hot bitterness on the back end to give you something extra. I mean, this is a really, really nice beer to drink. And at 5.9, I mean, that's a big thing with a lot of stouts now. I mean,
I like my stouts to be bigger, but not. Look, I don't mind it. I like a Russian Imperial or something.
Right.
But they're night enders. You know
right.
what I mean?
But just like we rant about everything's an IPA now.
Yeah.
If you find stouts, everybody's got to have a double, triple Russian IPA, 17, 18, 20%. I said Russian IPA. Russian stout. It's going to be 17, 18%. And it just kills you. So it's nice to have a stout. You could drink a few of these and be all right.
Yeah.
So that's really great. I mean, this is a huge thumbs
now,
up for me.
You don't want 20 of them.
No.
But if you had 6 of these, you'd be all right.
But I mean, what did this come in, a 4-pack probably?
I think so. Like I said, I think I picked these up. I think I picked them up in BG. I think it was a 4-pack, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I have one in the fridge for Pete, and then I think I drank one maybe, and then have 2 left. I don't remember.
I mean, you could drink a 4-pack of these and still be fine, still be doing all right.
Yeah. But it hits.
Right.
So 2 thumbs up for Fat Pug. Look, if the dude is naming this after his dog, it ain't gonna suck, right? You're not gonna put your dog's face on there and the name on there and it be a crap beer. So you knew they put in work here. If they're gonna put the pupper on here, I wouldn't put my dog's name on a beer that sucked, right? And I assume they wouldn't do the same. So this is a solid beer. If you can find this, check it out.
Absolutely.
Now, 2 thumbs up from us. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. I'm closing. I hit 900 subs today, which is pretty sweet, man. It's been a long way coming. It's been a long grind. I don't care about subs and money. I'm never going to get rich off of this. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate it. So if you do like the channel, please hit subscribe. It does help us out. And also check out Ginger Yeti's channel. He started his own channel. And how many videos you got now?
900 subs is better than my 31.
You got to start somewhere, brother. Now, I'll tell you this. If I had networked and done things smart from the beginning, I'd probably be where I need to be. But, hey, man, I work. I got other stuff going on. This was never meant to be us trying to get rich. It's just drinking beers with you guys, right? And I think most of the viewers are just regular folks drinking beers. They don't care about this stuff. But I will say, the one weird thing about YouTube, and I learned this, is most of your viewers don't sub, which surprised me because I assumed, I don't get 8 million views or nothing like that, right? I assume most of my people sub because I have a small following. Like, it's probably friends and family and students and buddies and stuff. And when you look at the numbers, it's surprisingly low, which, I don't know, it threw me off guard. And then I started thinking to myself, I watch tons of people. And if you watch them on your TV, if you watch on your phone or a laptop, maybe you hit sub.
Right.
And if you watch on TV, you don't hit the hey, let's go up here and like or sub. And then I thought it occurred to me, I'm guilty of the same. So I've tried to be more cognizant of liking the people I want to support. So if you don't think we suck and we're terrible, please hit subscribe. We'd appreciate it. And check out Ginger Yeti. Like and subscribe. He's starting.
It's not convenient. How do you, if you're watching it on your TV, how do you?
You actually have to do your remote. On my remote, you hit up and it brings up the bar.
What is that, the Roku?
Yeah, Roku TV. You hit up and then it shows you you can hit thumbs up, thumbs down. I actually learned it just by hitting thumbs down on political videos I don't like. How I learned to do it.
I didn't even know that was capable of being able to subscribe to channels through the Roku.
Well, I think you have to, when you first pull it up, I think there's a circle that shows your face, your channel. You click it, and I think you have to do that to subscribe. So it's an extra step. But
Maybe
Hey,
a lot
man.
of people don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, or most people just watch videos. So
True that, too.
if you could hit subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I want to try to get to 1,000. If I can hit it by Christmas, that would be amazing. I don't know if I'll get there, but we'll try. So if you do it, I'd appreciate it. And again, got any comments? Have you tried this here beer? Have you tried Fat Pug or any other beers from Maplewood Brewing? I think this might be the only beer I've ever had from them. And after this, I'd like to check out a few more.
Yeah, absolutely like to check out some more.
Oh, other news. So this past year, the Brew Review group met up in Chicago. So maybe those guys tried some more Chicago brews, but I was in Kosovo and missed it. This year, you know where it is?
No, where?
It's the Canadian side of Niagara Falls.
When?
Up in Shane's hometown. During my birthday week, July 14th. You'll probably be on the tour, on the road, I imagine.
That might be right before.
Well, if you're home mid-July,
I'd love to go.
I will actually pass on Kosovo this year to go because I missed last year.
I would love to go.
Because there are so many people I want to...
And that's drivable.
Well, if you drive, if I go, I'm flying. But I don't want to drive that far.
Drive up to Cleveland and I'll drive the rest of the way.
We could do that.
That's an easy drive.
Shane sent me the message today. So check out Shane's craft beer reviews too. I'll throw his logo up. This is the longest ending I've ever done. I think I'm having like a moment here. But listen, for real, the brew review community is really cool. Most of these guys, we ain't making any money off this. We're just guys drinking beers like you're drinking beers at your house. There are some folks that make money, and hey, all the power to them. We just trying to enjoy some beers, man. So if you've had this, let me know what you think about it, man. Or you've had some other beers from these guys or other Chicago brews we should be looking for. To be honest, again, like I said, we don't get enough Chicago beer out here, so
surprisingly.
Let me know what we should be looking for, man. Hey, till next time.
Cheers.